Hey guys, welcome to Frank Factualities, the podcast. My name is Yolanda. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking a break with me. I hope you all enjoyed the holidays with your families. Happy New Year. It's great to be back. I actually missed coming on here and doing this podcast, but we're going to get straight into it. First up, as always, this hasn't changed from last year. We're going to talk about what's been going on in the streets, and what's been keeping my attention has been this Megan Thee Stallion story with Tory Lanez. Of course, as you know, he's been found guilty of several charges. And before I get it incorrect, let me tell you what he was charged guilty with. And I have notes, hold on. He was charged with assault with a semi-automatic firearm, possession of a concealed unregistered firearm, and negligent discharge of a firearm. So there were several charges. I know people had their opinions as to whether he was guilty or not, but at the end of the day, if you layer and break down all of these charges, I'm sure he was guilty of at least one of those. Now, I think that this is a lesson for all of us, and I know I've said this before, but I will reiterate it. We have got to stop playing we have to stop playing judge and jury when it comes to these public cases on social media or that's out there in the news, because we weren't in the courtroom. We don't know what they heard. Now, since he's been found guilty, there has been a lot of news sites that have released like the prison call and the audio of gunshots, all these different things. But at the end of the day, Megan didn't shoot herself. And before you jump to take someone's defense or be on someone's side, just wait till everything plays out. I mean, it's okay to talk about it, but to flat out be like he's innocent, to flat out say she's lying. Of course, she may have hidden some things from us in the beginning as far as why she was mad with Tory. But at the end of the day, that wasn't our business. And I wouldn't say either, especially if I knew there was going to be a court case. Why would I spill information when I don't know whether or not it's going to hurt or harm me? And her attorneys probably told her not to say certain things. So I think we're smart enough, and if we're being intellectually honest, when it comes to things like that, you can't give but so much information. So moral of the story is, don't be so quick to pass judgment. Wait and see sometimes. Sometimes that's the best thing. But I'm glad for her. I'm glad for her getting her vindication, and just for the whole thing being over, I guess, until he's sentenced. But in the meantime, you guys wait before you pass judgment and making everything up in your head about what you thought transpired, because, we don't really know, right? Only the people that were there know, and each of them have their own stories. And then there's the text messages, screenshots, and the truth. So that is what's going on in the streets. Now, our topic for today, it wouldn't be right if I didn't talk about the new year 2023 and what we all do. I think I started my podcast on the new year, so I went into some New Year's resolutions, but I think I went into like what I didn't want to see for the upcoming year. So this time it's a little different. I want to talk about New Year's resolutions, or I should probably call them goals, because I feel like, when you say New Year's resolution, people see it as a fad and it's something that's like temporary and you're not going to kind of continue with it. But I saw something interesting on a reel on Instagram, and it stuck with me because I was like, oh my God, he's right. And so we're going to break down those. It's actually 4 reasons why people change. And this guy went through the 4 things, and we're going to discuss them. And hopefully the reason why people change may help you stick to your goals and stick to the change that you decide to make for the new year. So again, we're going to go through them. The number one reason he says that people change, and I don't remember his name. I think someone else shared it on their platform. So don't get me to lie about the guy's name, but these aren't my 4 ways, but we will discuss them. So number 1 is you hurt enough that you want to change. Or as he said, people hurt enough that they have to change. I'm sorry. People hurt enough so that they have to change. Now, we know that this is true. Whether you are a man or a woman, young or old, this reigns true. Whenever somebody or something has hurt us, we change. We're different. Whether that's different in a good way or whether it's different in a bad way, hurt changes us. So if your parents hurt you, your significant other, you've been hurt by something that was done to you at your job, you move different. You decide to make a change in your life so that you don't have to feel that way anymore. We always joke when a woman gets hurt in a relationship and there's a breakup that we take a drastic change. We like cut our hair, we dye our hair, we go work out at the gym because we want to change our body physically. I think that idea comes from not wanting to be the person that you were at the time that you were hurt. And that's understandable, but more so to me, it's probably you changing your mindset and recognizing and taking accountability maybe in what you did so that you don't do those things anymore. Because again, we can't change other people. We can't predict what comes into us, but we can change our way of thinking and how we move so that we can do things differently. But now, with that being said, in order for me to stick to a goal, of course, and change my life, I don't want to experience any type of hurt. But that was true. So has there been something in your life that has hurt you that you now look at as something that can catapult this change in your life? If so, then maybe you should pull from that and use it. I'm not saying you should experience new hurt, but take that pain and allow it to be your push to something better. You agree? I think so. All right. The number 2 reason is you see enough that it inspires you to change. Now, I like that one because I can remember all of my friends were going through a different shift in their life and they were all accomplishing things and checking off goals that they had set. And because I was watching them, the myth is that people hate whenever they see people succeed, but it's the opposite for me. It actually makes me feel like, oh shoot, if they're doing it, then for sure I can do it. So that inspired me. I saw enough about in front of me and what was going on that it inspired me to want to change and I wanted to do something different. So what have you seen in your life that has inspired you to want to do better? Maybe good example of this would be E2M. 2 of my friends are doing it and I've seen not just them, but plenty of people on the site, and I'm not in part of the members, so this isn't a plug to start E2M, but it is a good program from what I can see. Those people had inspired me and just people in general to just want to do better and to try to lose the weight because it seems that it is possible through that program. And I see that people have been maintaining their weight loss. So just seeing that it can be done by people that you actually know and that you can put your hands on, to me, that's inspiring. And if you don't see that as inspiration, I don't know what to tell you, but maybe it's not that program. Maybe you've seen the gym work for someone. Maybe you've seen, and I'm using weight loss because that's probably most people's resolution. And even if it isn't, you want to tone, you want to gain more muscle. For me, it's muscle. I think I'm getting old now. Yes, I want to lose weight, but I know that if I gain some muscle, then I will naturally probably lose some of the inches off of the places that I want to. So that's a goal of mine. But either way, it's the same concept. We all have that idea that that's what we want to do. So look to someone or people that you can see that would inspire you to want to do better, and reach out to them too sometimes. So if you see them, you know that they've done it, then reach out to them because they can be an inspiration and to give you that hope. When I wanted to start this podcast, I reached out to a friend, Rob from My Experience podcast, and he actually helped me a lot. He just gave me the confidence, like, girl, it's easy. You can do this, and these are the things you need to do it. So with the tools that he gave me, I had a different level of confidence to be able to start this because I just didn't see it possible. I wanted to do it, but I'm just like, I'm not even that computer savvy. But hey, here I am, right? So you never know. Just look at someone, get that inspiration. And again, to me, these are all ways that can help you to maintain the goal that we all tend to set, but just can't keep up with it. But I think that with these 4 ways and thinking about it on that end, then that can help you to kind of keep the goal and to maintain so that it will ultimately be the change that you want to see. So that was number 2. Number 3 is learn enough that you want to change. Now, always using myself as the example, when I became, I guess, vegan, because that's what I did first, I was watching a Netflix special called What the Health. I think I told you all that before, but either way, I was just learning so much about how the food industry processes their food and meat and all of these things. And I was just like, oh my God, this is too much. And I was just gross, to be honest. I wasn't so health driven, like, oh my God, I don't want to put these things in my body. It was just nasty the way that they were handling the animals and the meat, the way that they processed everything. It was just gross to me. And I just said to myself, I don't want to eat it anymore. But I learned something that made me come to that conclusion, and I stopped cold turkey. I know that people think the idea of cold turkey anything is a hard concept. You hear that when people say they stopped doing drugs or smoking cigarettes, but I did. I cold turkey stopped eating meat, and it's been the best thing for me. So maybe you need to read a book on whatever that next phase is that you want to do. Maybe you need to look up a documentary about it. Maybe you need to go on YouTube and research some things. But if you learn about what it is that you want to do and the change that you want to make, that may, again, catapult your process or progress and get you in the mood of doing it and maintaining it. So learn something, learn, research, find out what it is that you want to do and see all the background information about it and get it done. So that's it. Now, the last one is that you receive enough that you want to. Now, I thought about this because I was like, what does he mean by you receive enough that you want to? So sometimes, and this is my perspective on what that means. So, you know how you feel like, and these are people who need emotional support. Maybe if you need emotional support, maybe you've received enough support emotionally that you have the strength down to go to do what you need to do. Right? If you never believed that you can do something, kind of like my story with Rob. So yes, he inspired me and I reached out to him, but also he gave me the support that I needed. So I received enough support that I was able to do it, because without him being a person that I could text whenever I was in the moment doing it, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. How am I supposed to upload this? What does this mean as far as editing, whatever? I had someone that I could support, so I received something that allowed me to be able to continue. Same thing, maybe it's financial support. Maybe you now have some financial support to be able to continue. Maybe you received enough finances that it now allows you to do what it is that you want to do. So have you received what you need to be able to do what it is that you need to do? So let's go over it again. You have either need to hurt enough to get it done, see enough that it inspires you, you need to learn something that you want to do it, or you received enough that you're able to do it. So think about those things as you think about what it is that you want to start for the new year, and just do it, right? That's all you have to do. I think that change is inevitable, obviously. So we all need to be growing and changing. If you're stuck and you find yourself over the years just continuing to do the same thing over and over and over again, I mean, maybe you're happy. I can't say that if you're stuck in a place of stuck and there hasn't been any change around you, that's a bad thing. It may be, being complacent or just comfortable is your go-to, and it's something that you were looking forward to because you had so much chaos in your life. That may be the case. But I still think that it is important for us to be lifelong learners and to learn something that we kind of keep going and progressing and evolving in life, because that to me is what the journey is all about. It all has to end for us at some point, but we can enjoy the process by learning and growing and evolving and checking off all of the things that in our life, that are our goals that we said that we said that we wanted to set in our lives. So that is what I feel like is the goals that everyone should probably have or set for themselves. And we're going to fall short. We all do. We're going to slip up, but do you get back up and keep going? Of course, let's do that. Now, frankly, the fact of the matter is change is inevitable. We all have the tools to be able to change our life, and we all can do whatever it is that we want to do. So what is it going to take for you to move to that next level? I don't know. Maybe it's these 4 things. Maybe it's not. I quite frankly don't know, but I wanted to share those things with you all. This is my short welcome back show. I can't wait to jump into some juicy topics this year. I am so grateful for you all, for my audio listeners who have been sticking with me for a year now. I am very thankful. And this is the launch of my YouTube channel. So if you're watching me on YouTube, thank you so much for joining. Please be sure that you subscribe. And if you guys have not done so on any audio form that you're listening to this podcast, go ahead and follow and subscribe so you can catch all of the new episodes. Thank you so much, guys. Till next time. Oh, and again, Happy New Year. Bye.